and welcome to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You, Get Off My Lawn. Wave the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes onto the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. We usually delve into a lot of painting talk, as well as a lot of what's under the sun. So, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. So, be warned. I can't remember how the rest of my spiel goes. If you're our first time viewer, though, you can ask your questions over in the chat, whichever direction it might be in for you. And if you're watching this after the fact, you can always send an email to Kris@wayofthebrush. It is in the description below, as well as a link to waveofthebrush.com. Waveofthebrush.com, central hub of all this silliness, has links to all the social medias, Instagrams, Twitters, Discord, all that stuff. Lots of fun, as well as a link to t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And of course, if you purchase yourself a shirt, be sure to send a picture of yourself in your shirt, tastefully, of course. And I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also on waveofthebrush.com. Waveofthebrush.com also has links for Patreon. Somewhere on the page. I think it's up like above by the title. Anyway, Patreon support. I think also Patreon might be in the bottom as well. But Patreon support, it's how Kris keeps the lights on these days. And so with your support, I will be able to continue to provide these kinds of videos, as well as I also did, I released 3 videos today. Today being Saturday, November 2nd, 2019. Reviewing the new, new tools from G-Dubs. New stuff. This one's not really new, though. But it's just basically 5 handles. But anyway. So Patreon support is basically how I'm keeping the lights on these days. And with your help, I will be able to do that. And, of course, huge thank you to everybody who currently already supports me. Without your help already so far, a lot of the upgrades, upkeeps, and things like that just wouldn't be possible. And so a huge thank you to my patrons. And of course, we always say thank you to Carl, aka Guymere Alfair, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. We always say thank you to Carl for taking the time out of his busy day to create the email jingle that plays before the email segment of the show. And so always a huge thank you to Carl for just doing that, being cool enough to do that, and and talented enough, of course, So, yeah. Who do I have here? I've got Maze200. Good evening. George Hintz over on Twitch. Hello, Monkey High King. A Monkey High King. Like a Monkey High King, or like I'm high and king, or I'm king of high. Am I the king of high? I don't know. I couldn't claim to be king of high because I don't get high. And so I'd have to be like a high all the time. And then whoever else was getting high, I'd have to be like Snoop Dogg level high all the time. And I'm sure he's not high like that all the time. I'm sure that's part of the persona and everything like that, right? But just saying. Or is he just saying, hi, king? Or am I reading way too much into this? Sir Peanut Butter, good morning. Kris and peeps, good morning. Old Man Logan over on Twitch. Hey there, Kris and monkeys. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. It is a happy Saturday. It's not really sunny here, but we had a wicked storm this week. Tons of wind. Blowing crap all over the place. Trees are falling on people's cars, and just craziness. Cats and dogs living together. And, of course, too, I was sick all week. Yesterday, I was actually feeling pretty good. Today, I'm pretty darn good. I'm feeling pretty much myself at the moment. Just a bit of a cough still. I still feel a bit in my chest and everything like that. But otherwise, I'm in good shape. Not good shape. unless round's the shape. But yeah, you know. And I was playing with these new Citadel products, and you know, spoiler, I actually kind of like this. The spray stick. Where is it? There it is. I mean, you know, it's a simple kind of concept, but I mean, like, I've got a couple models on here, and I mean, like, you know, shake it around. I mean, you know, you're not gonna. I mean, with your models on here, you're not gonna be doing this kind of crap, right? But it's nice to know that you can. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna be on there, and it's just elastic bands that just holds them in place, and like, I like things like this where it's simple and it's low tech. I like low tech. I'm a low tech kind of guy, and yeah, I mean, sure, they slapped their brand on it, and you know, I mean, like, it's, yeah, you could just as easily use a two-sided tape and a stick, you know, to get the same thing, but would you have that nice comfy grip handle? Would it be nice black? I mean, that's not going to remain black. I mean, that's going to, you know, get covered in paint and, you know, everything like that. But anyway, so if anybody else who's watching this, or who's stopped watching this and want to go watch those reviews, you know, check them out. Anyway, you know, it was kind of fun. Anyway, Ghost Starman Deluxe. Watching a mobile data as I'm currently being driven home. Ooh, being driven home. Ooh, being driven. Eldari Lamborghini. Huzzah! I have arrived. Hello, Eldari. It's nice to see you turn up. I know you don't get to show up every once in a while, but you know, we see him lots in Discord. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. I need to get away the brush shirt. Probably going to get going on the Christmas list. Well, yeah, get him soon. Get them while they're still fresh. Like, because they'll spoil. I don't know. Nick Dumont. Hey, everybody. Hello. Ghost Starman Deluxe. If I recall, GW jokingly called the 5-pack Start Collecting painting handles. Yeah, you might as well call it a Start Collecting, because, I mean, they, you know, it's, I mean, like, do you want to go and pick up 5 little boxes and look like some sort of crazy person? Or, you know, hey, you know what? I'm just going to get the 5-pack. I mean, you know. I mean, they sell beer in 6-packs, 12-packs, and 24-packs. So why not painting handles, right? Sure. 5-pack. No biggie. You know what I mean? Whatever. The Hooligan Bear. Hey, everyone. Hello. Kevin Cabal. Happening, hobbyists. And happy Saturday. Yes, happy. David Vaughn. Sup, everyone. Sup. Johnny's Chop Shop. What's the deal with the red butt plug? Well, I mean, jokes aside, it's red. But it's exactly the same as the other one. It's the same construction. I do a little review of this I posted today. It's red, and it's got the new logo on it. I had gotten one, you know, ages ago when they first came out, but I slapped one of my fancy dancy little stickers on it. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. No, I guess you can. I guess you guys can read it from there, right? I guess it doesn't make a lot of sense if I'm like, you know. Anyway, I mean, you know, it's the same size. The red one is the same size. It's just red. Now, mind you, it is red. So you potentially, there's no scientific evidence to back this up, but you'll paint faster. Just saying. Yes, I have some Christmas cheer in my coffee. I'm starting Christmas a little early. Brandon Michael Javier. Sup. What is up? So we have a fairly busy show today, as I do have quite a few emails to get through. So, we're going to do emails. We're going to talk some painting today. We are going to probably make more butt plug jokes. I don't know. Probably. There'll probably be more butt plug jokes. But, really, realistically, though, butt plugs are no laughing matter. I almost said that all with a straight face. Oh, I hit a button. Bugger off. Anyway. Aaron Seach. Red 1 means you paint faster. Yeah. David Vaughn. How comfortable is that butt plug? Never mind. I'll wait for your review. George. You will only paint faster if you're an orc. If you're an orc. Sure. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. But why would you pick up the GW painting handle when you could pick up Kris's painting handle? A simple, high-quality product which has the intuitive and comfortable design that is very damage-resistant. Excellent point, Ghost of Starman. Why would you go for something like this that's complex and has all sorts of moving parts and can, break and rust and all that? Whereas with the steady hand grip, solid, ergonomic design, can fit most bases, and all you gotta do is just, a little bit of blue tack. That's like pennies. This, just stick a thing on there. Model's not coming off. Could take any size of base, even up to, what size is the Dreadnought size base? The Dreadnought size. It'll fit right on your, bang, boom. The steady hand grip. Once I get more made. Oh, shit. Excuse me. Sorry for everybody who's got headphones on. You might hear a bit of coughing today. Excuse me. George Hintz over on Twitch. Orky butt plugs. Butt bugs. Blugs? Butt blugs. What's a blug? Sounds like a breed of dog. Blugs. A butt plug? I don't know. It just sounds like you're trying to say butt plug with a cold. Oh, shit. Johnny's Chop Shop. Christmas cheer and red butt plugs for everyone. Episode 271. Christmas cheer and red butt plugs for everyone. You know what? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Good call, Johnny's Chop Shop. Hold on, I gotta head over here. Oh. It's exhausting. Where the F is my... Oh, there it is. I knew I'd find it eventually. Man. Yeah, we'll go with that. Christmas cheer and red butt plugs for everyone. Ba-doom. Ba-doom boom. Yeah, I need that little sound at the end. Ba-doom boom. Anyway. Old Man Logan would love to get a steady hand grip if they weren't sold out. I know, because I gotta get more. I gotta make more. But that's the thing about the steady hand grip, though, is because, each one is lovingly created and brought into this world by yours truly. Not that I'm sitting there pumping them out like a chicken, hatching eggs. Although that would make a good picture, really. Me kind of squatted over and see steady hand grips popping out. Bloop, 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 bloop. I kind of want to make that image now. I want that kind of to be the box art for them. The steady hand grip. It has like nothing, like just me bare-assed, popping out a bunch of little steady hand grips. Anyway. David Vaughn, I use the steady hand grip for painting too. Good God. Steady hand grip for that? I don't even know how you would use that for other than painting. Because no, I don't even know. I'm not even going to speculate, David. I'm not even going to speculate. This thing here, the paint holder, I actually kind of like this. I'm not gonna lie. I like this. It's made from the same material. If anybody's familiar with that, the cup, the paint pot cup that GW sells, it's the same material. So it's like a hard rubber or something. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna speculate. Well, I am gonna speculate, but I'm gonna bite it. No. It smells like victory. No, it smells like rubber. Rubber smells and butt plugs all day long. Anyway, yeah, I kind of like this thing. I'm not gonna lie. Proof Illuminati. And I hope that it's not terribly priced, but I have actually no idea what these prices are on any of these things. I have no idea. But I'm gonna imagine, yeah, it's GW. I mean, they're gonna be premium priced. It's to be expected. Gunny, maybe you should ask AVE for a tool or method to mass make steady hand grips. AVE? I don't know what AVE is. Send me a link, Gunny. Email Kris@wayofthebrush.com. It's in the description below. Or wayofthebrush.com. One of the two. But send me a message, Gunny. Or whisper it, because you're on Twitch. Whisper it to me. Use your whispering eye. And, yeah. Because, I mean, he's a Canadian YouTuber. Okay. Is he a production company? Or is he just simply making molds and producing? I mean, because that's what I'm doing. I have the molds. I just haven't gotten around to making more. That's all. But yeah. You'd think, too, with, all my free time. I don't have free time, actually. I've been really busy, actually, lately with just getting projects going and, I'm also working on this guy. So expect these tutorials to be coming up soon. This guy here, he is holding up the little scroll. This is for the new, the dude. The dude. What's the dude's name? The dude. The dude. The hell is this guy's name? Kakaros? Something like that. Anyway. Yeah, I kind of I'm not crazy about the scheme on the that he's already got. He's got this blue and teal going on. I didn't care for that. I went for red, and I seen another painter. He went for red and bone, and I was like, "Oh, you son of a gun!" But oh well. He's gonna obviously do it very. Richard Gray is who it is, because I saw his Instagram this morning, and he's gonna be doing it very expertly and very careful blends and things like that. Whereas I'm showing it for tutorials, and so I'm gonna be working my way through the model pretty quickly, actually. So. Kevin Oliver, can we talk about the real hero in the room? That badass 1870s mustache. Legendary, sir. Well, thank you, Kevin. Well, I guess the mustache thanks you. I don't know. And believe it or not, Kevin, I've been debating, just taking a razor and just, putting a bunch of razors on a fan and just kind of, No. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Maybe GW made their grips that way so wives and girlfriends can use it well, thus reducing the amount that they complain about spending money on minis. I don't think it's wives and girlfriends. I think it's any significant other, because it's not just female, people using plugs. Both sides use plugs. Not that I know officially, but anyway. And the thing is that as far as plugs are concerned, this divot concerns me, and the angles concern me. Everybody's like, "What, really, Kris? Are you actually using that as a butt plug?" Excuse me. Jenny Shop. I can already. It's going to be one of those shows. Yeah, it's going to be one. Well, because we busted out the butt plugs early, man. And for God's sakes, man, they're selling them in 5-packs. They're selling these butt plugs in 5-packs. I know everybody at GW right now is like, Kris, quit calling them butt plugs, you asshole. They're coming out with butt plugs and paddles for spanking. They're all going, Kris, stop. Oh, man. Kevin Kamala, episode 271, sniff this. Gunny, he's a mechanic. Oh, really? Well, send me a link. Gunny, send me a link. I'll check him out. Because, yeah. Now, mind you, I mean, Canada's a big place. I mean, if he's over on the West Coast, I mean, it doesn't really do me any good. But if he's in Ontario, then, maybe. Aaron Seach, rubber smells and butt plugs. That moment when Way the Rush turned into a fetish show. And I think this is a new record for derailing the show. LMAO. New record for derailing the show. Yeah, we're just over 20 minutes into the show. And yeah, we're way off. Maybe it was bad idea starting with Christmas cheer too early. Maybe it's too early for Christmas cheer. Dude, Kevin Oliver, the dude. Does he abide? Oh, he abides. He abides. All day long. Kevin Cabal. Honestly, Aaron, the first time I saw the spray handle, I thought it was some kind of discipline tool. Yeah. Well, I mean, let me get my models off here. Can you do both? I should demonstrate that, but it's kind of hollow on the other side, so actually it might hurt, and it's kind of like, I guess you could use this side. Ooh, but it's got knobbies on the ends. Oh. Yeah, I don't know, people. We're heading into some dangerous territory. Uncharted territory. Ghost of Star Red Deluxe. Good point, Kris. I shall check my privilege. That's not even where I was going with any of that, but all right. Hold on here, kids. Man, all this talk of butt plugs and paddles has got me all sweaty. Oh man, no, it's because it's freaking warm. The wife turned the heat up a bit because it's getting cool around here now, as you'd imagine, Canada, and it's warm. Needless to say, it's getting a little warm. Oh, all right. Gunny, Whisper Scent. Awesome, thank you. Not insane. How degenerate are you that you need to buy butt plugs in a 5-pack? It's not about being a degenerate. It's really about, Okay, well, first of all, you could have 5 or 4 other friends come over. There's that. You can share, right? Or you can have your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Right? These are, day of the week. And, because, if you're using the same plug over the course of the week, you got to clean it all the time. And if you're not cleaning it, that's unsanitary. And, it's just, there's just all sorts of stuff, all sorts of concerns. Oh man, I can't believe that we're going this in depth into butt plug talk. I can't believe that we've actually gone into days of the week for butt plugs. Like it's Tuesday and I'm still wearing my Friday butt plug. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit. Anyway. Oh, Gunny. That GW spray stick I don't have a use for. I use cut lengths of dowel and blue tack. Yeah, a lot of people do. And I do a review, and I talk about this a little bit in the review, that anybody who's already using something like that, they're already kind of a hard sell on an item like that. But to somebody who that concept has not occurred to them, to getting a whole bunch of models sprayed at once, that they're gonna buy that. And I mean, like I said in the review, I mean, like, it's made of pretty solid plastic. I mean, this is the same stuff that their cases are made from, and you know, and I can't remember who it was. They said, because in the video I attached the handle, and you can attach the handle both. I wonder if you can have like two handles, do like a handlebar thing. No, because then your hands aren't free, and like, what do you do? You sit there with the spray in your face, and no, it's not gonna work. But anyway, because it's good for righties, and you can take the handle out, put it on the other end, so if you're a lefty. Anyway. Where am I? Dunbog thinks the whole butt plug thing is just a joke. Logs in to witness Kris's thoughts on virtues of the item as an actual butt plug. I know, well, because, I mean, that divot concerns me. Because that makes that the initial, it's kind of like a hollow point bullet. And anybody who knows anything about bullets, right? A bullet that comes to a taper penetrates, and can pass right through, right? Whereas a hollow point bullet impacts and, displaces, right? So a plug with a little divot in it, right? Basically, I'm saying this is going to blow out your ass if you do that, actually. That's what I'm saying. It's going to blow out your ass. Don't do it. It'll be prolapse city. It'll be disgusting. Just don't do it, Welcome to Prolapse City. Welcome to the Himalayas. Armor Freak. What up, Kris and Monkeys? Armor. What up? We're talking all sorts of crazy crap. Oh, man. I'm sweating. You guys got me sweating. Talking about butt plugs. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Punishment for not painting your minis yet with a little paddle. Gunny. Yet the pot holder I can use. Spilt contrast paint more often than before. Yeah. No, I'm serious. Like, this thing, and because it's rubber, like, it's, you can just chuck it in your bag, Hopefully, it's not terribly priced, I hope. But otherwise, yeah, I like this thing. It's pretty darn cool. I mean, yeah, I'm sure everybody out there with a 3D printer can print the same damn thing. But a 3D printer is hard. It's a hard plastic, whereas this is rubber. This is gonna, like, it's got like no slip. You know what I mean? It's like the thing sells itself. Anybody who spilt any of their paints at least once is contemplating this thing. And just about everybody who has done any large amounts of painting or been painting for a while has spilt, knocked over the paint pot, shade wash, whatever. And so you're already on board for a product like that. You're already thinking about it. Old Man Logan on Twitch, 5 butt plugs for weekdays and 2 paddles for the weekends. George Hintz, and they double as a ball gag test. As a ball gag. Test it. I'm not testing it. Double as a ball. You mean like butt plugs double as ball gags? I don't know. Kevin Oliver, Slips Coffee, deep voice. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to BPR Butt Plug Radio. I'm your host, Kris. Johnny Shop, Way of the Brush, episode 278. How Kris lost his endorsement deal. I know, I'm lucky that nobody watches this, so, and I'm sure nobody at GW watches this, so, at least I hope not. Chuckleegger. Just was say what's up. Love the show and channel. So much knowledge and awesome humor. Well, thank you, Chuck. You should have wrote that earlier, and I probably wouldn't have head down this weird road that we went down. Armor Freak. What if you're a switch hitter? Oh shit. Oh man. Kevin Oliver. The left-hand struggle is real. School desk scissors, notebook spirals were awful as a child. Yeah. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Penetrate. Hee hee. Kevin Cabal. Episode 271. The ballistics of GW's paint handle. The ballistics. Serious. Like, okay, I'm sure one of you crazy nut jobs out there who's in this hobby, who has purchased one of these products, has inserted this in your own or a loved one into someone's rectum. I'm sure you have. I'm sure someone out there has. It wasn't me. But I might, because now I can go 5 days a week. Oh, man. You can go on for hours doing butt jokes. You can go on for hours. This whole show could just be about the butt. Just straight up anal all day long. That takes us all the way back to the prolapses and stuff, though. Kevin Oliver, the suction would be something like Chuck. I can't even say that last name. Palahniuk novel? I'm not familiar with Chuck Palahniuk. Might be a little too highbrow for me. Chuck Langer. Oh, Chuck and Chuck. Just want to say, what's up? Oh. Didn't you already write that? Yeah, you already wrote that. He's writing it again. Well, thank you, Chuck. Armor Freak. I'm waiting on rectum jokes. Rectum? Like, damn near killed him. Brandon Michael Javier. Damn, Kris. How fast does the butt plug have to reach its maximum velocity to create that fragmentation? Just curious for a friend. I'm not saying it's going to fragment. I'm just saying that little air pocket can, just saying. It's a concern. The concern's real. In Yabu over on Twitch. Good time of day, everyone. Good. On Yabu, please save us. Save us from ourselves. Ninny plug. It doesn't look like it would be comfortable, honestly, even if it was your thing. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's pretty darn big. Not that I have any frame of reference for, the size and, deep holes. Digging deep holes. Aaron Siege. Someone has. I'm willing to bet his name is Quirk. I'll bet you. No. And anybody who's just listened to this, just imagine I was holding it up and I was smelling it. Anyway. Just being gross. Johnny's Chop Shop. And let the lube jokes begin. Yeah, the lube, yeah. Does GW sell a lube? I don't know. Do they sell lube? I mean, you could probably use the contrast thinning medium as a lubricant. That'd probably work. Because of the viscosity. You couldn't use Ard Coat. Ard Coat wouldn't work because it would just gum up and, yeah. Matte medium, same thing. Oh, shit. Kevin Oliver in the novel. Oh, the guy sat in a drain plug. Oh, Jesus, no. Go Starman Looks. Kris, you shouldn't be committing sexual acts in November. It's illegal. Oh, right. It's what? No Nut November? Is that what it is? So how is... Okay, are these linked? I'm really not with it, I guess, is really what I'm saying here. No Nut November and Movember, right? Mustache Movember kind of thing. Are they to bring awareness to the same problem for men? Is that what it is? Is it just two angles of the same kind of, guy joke kind of thing? Is that what it is? I don't know. Or are they both bringing awareness to two different problems? I'm not that, because I'm not sure what No Nut November is, or if that's even a real thing, or is that just something that, you know, abstinence groups, you know, are promoting because, you know, I don't know, abstinence. Kevin Oliver, I'm going to try, but I have an icon word on mine. What icon word? May leave it on, honestly. I don't know. I'm not even sure where he's going with that one. Nick Dumont. So I head to these things. Those things are used to hold miniatures for painting. Clearly, that for a Puritan prudes. Yeah, Puritan prudes. Yeah. Reziel, is this the Red Butt Plug Show? It can be. I'll have to go over to a different video chatting service for that. But no, we're not. Kevin Cabal, Kris, digging deep holes. The GW paint head, fill in them. Aaron Seach, flow improver would probably work best for loop. Oh, yeah. Flow improver, yeah. And in fact, it would improve your flow, right? I had it. I hear you. And Yabu, quick. Someone change the topic to craft beers or maybe even model painting. Oh my God. Could you imagine if we actually talked about painting and miniatures on this show? Could you imagine if we actually talked about this? Would be truly the most informative show on the planet. Unfortunately, we go down some pretty juvenile roads. Raziel, I have never heard of this No Nut November of which you speak. No Shave November, of course. Yeah, the No Shave November, right? Which is like the Movember, which is like mustache, you know, November thing. So, but the No Nut thing, yeah, I've heard about that for a while. But yeah, but again, I'm not sure if the No Nut thing is just, you know, like a joke or what have you. But anyway. Brendan Michael, pretty sure it's awareness for both prostate and testicular cancer. Cancer sucks. Yes, it does. I lost my father to cancer, and I've lost probably many family members to cancer. Ghost of Starman Deluxe lost friends too. Friend not too long ago. Ghost Starman Deluxe. I think No Nut November is just dumb meme someone came up with, but I don't know. I could probably get behind that thought as well. I mean, it might be because I mean, like, I'm on the internet too much, and I see that a lot. No Nut November. Movember is definitely for cancer awareness, though. Yeah, that's what I thought. Movember, yeah. Kevin, Gene Stealer Cult Bro. He holds Gene Steel Cult. Gene Steel Cult Bro. He holds a real spiky banner on my paint holder butt plug. No spiky banners. Nyabu, right now I'm drinking an all black heavy hop stout by Stanislaw Bruskovich. That name sounds made up. Heavy black. Now, see, as far as stouts are concerned, I've only ever gone with Guinness, and there was another one. Okay, maybe there's a few I've tried, but Guinness being probably about the darkest that I've ever drank. Just regular straight up Guinness, not any other, brew. I know I like it. Guinness is. I like Guinness. It's good. It's good. If you don't like dark stouts, you don't like beer. You're a communist. Armor Freak. I'm suffering PTSD from fully magnetized 20 Grey Knight Termies and 40 Strike Marines. Why did I start taking commissions? I don't know. Why did you start taking commissions? Why? Why did you? That is reason why I don't do commissions, because, like, that's what, 60 models? Ugh, that's killing my boner already, just mentioning that many models at once that somebody wants painted the exact same way, and they saw somebody else painted it, and I want it just like the way that person painted it, or that's the way they out of the books, and it's just ugh. That's why I'm not a big fan of doing the work myself. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to a commission painter, by all means. If you can't paint or don't want to paint and you have the extra money lying around that you can afford to pay somebody to paint your miniature, by all means do that. No shame in it. No shame. If you have the resources that you can pay to have models painted for you and have a wonderful collection in your home, absolutely nothing wrong with that. And it keeps the whole circle of life moving, you know. So, you know, it's just fucking gatekeeping. If somebody's like, oh no, you should be painting your miniatures in your army yourself, and no, screw that. If you got the resource that you can pay for an army and have somebody paint it and paint it the way you want it painted, by all means do it. Personally, being on the end of being a commission artist at one point in my life, no, it did not inspire a lot of joy, and I didn't care for it. So anyway, Johnny Chop for mature audiences only. Well, yeah, I should have this on the channel. Maybe before the show starts, I should have this as mature audiences only. Just a viewer discretion is advised. Kevin Oliver, speaking of, what kind of flow improver would you recommend for painting? Flow improver, I like Liquitex flow improver, or it's called Flow Aid. The bottle, I would show you the bottle, but I don't know where the bottle is. Just it's Liquitex. It's Liquitex Flow Aid. It's Liquitex Flow Aid. I transfer it over, just like little amounts. I transfer over into a dropper style bottle. This is just a brown glass, and it's just a glass dropper. And I just do that just so that I'm consistent in how much I'm using, because it only, like, for most times when we're using this for miniature painting, you only need like a drop, maybe 2 drops. Airbrushing, I've never felt the need to use this while I was airbrushing to thin my paint or anything like that. Just haven't felt it necessary. So I don't use this for airbrushing. I only ever use this for my my bristle brush painting. And if you've watched my video on turning any color into a shade wash, that's really a lot of times that's what I'm using it for. Basically, whenever I'm turning any color I want into a shade wash, and I use that, a couple drops of that, a little bit of medium. I like, oftentimes when I'm doing that, I often use like this stuff here, acrylic thinner. This is MIG ammo, right? What is it? MIG Yemez? Is that how you pronounce it? Yemez? Anyway, I like them, and really great paint line as well. MIG. They got shit ton of products. I was actually very impressed. I had no idea how expansive their paint line was. It rivals Vallejo as far as the amount of colors available. So, yeah. If you're looking at, if you're one of those people out there who's interested in other paint lines, yeah, check out MIG Ammo. MIG Ammo, they're dropper style bottles. They're good for airbrush and regular brush painting. Yeah, check them out. I like them, and their color swatch, as far as the amount of colors they have, amazing. It, like I said, it rivals Vallejo as far as the amount of colors you can get. In Yabu, there are a bar, brewery, and a city near me. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, if I'm ever in that bar or brewery in the city near you, I'll be sure to check it out. I don't even know where you are in Nabu. Kevin, don't drink Yeti Imperial Stout. That shit is awful and is like $12 for a 4-pack. Yeti Imperial Stout. Yeah, immediately when you say Yeti, I'm thinking hair. Like it's going to taste like dog. Like you need to add more dog to this. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Armor Freak, I drink any Russian. Whoa. Chat just moved on me here. I drink any Russian Imperial Stout, mostly the ones from Clown Shoes. All right. Reziel, all of my 40k commissions have been orcs. Yeah, but if you love painting orcs, and I mean, and as commissioners, I mean, doing orcs, it's kind of like doing like skeletons or doing, I don't know, what's another army? Because like orcs, you can speed your way through them and be very kind of haphazard about your painting with them, as I've mentioned before. And orcs look good. Orcs look good if you take your time, spend hours and hours and on them, or you can do them kind of just and they look good. Orcs look good both ways. Kevin Oliver, Samuel Smith's double chocolate organic stout is wonderful. Cool. Raziel, don't know why I tried to add the link in my comment. I don't know why either. Mortal Wombat. Hi, Kris. Quick question. If nobody has asked it yet, have you tested the rubber bands from the new paint stick when coated with primer? Would like to know if the dry paint ruins the springiness. I'm imagining over time, yes. As with any rubber bands. These rubber bands, they feel like atypical kind of rubber bands. And the solvents that are in most spray cans, especially if you're using a lot of spray can primers with this, yeah, you're going to get some brittleness out of the elastics. But the bag of elastics they give you for this thing, they give you like a metric ton. I mean, you're going to be pretty good for a bit. And honestly, I mean, like, does GW need to sell this in the stores and to sell you more elastic bands? They probably will. You probably won't. Don't be surprised if you see like a little blister pack with a whole bunch, like this bag sitting in it. I wouldn't be surprised. Just for everybody that is blowing through their elastic bands. It's too early to say right now because this product... Has this product released yet? I don't even know. I wasn't paying attention. Is this out? But either way. The elastic bands though, yeah. I mean... Just like elastic bands. I mean, if you've used elastic bands while you've been priming and you notice that the springiness does disappear after a while, yeah, it's because it's most likely the solvent chemicals in the spray paint breaking down the rubber in the rubber bands, and that's just unavoidable. But I mean, like rubber bands, it's a penny, less than a penny for one rubber band. So, I'm sure you can find, and I mean, like, you can use, any rubber bands you find. I mean, like, something that'll just span this gap. And, I mean, like, these things, the thickness of the elastic bands is pretty decent, like, as far as thickness is concerned, so. But, I mean, any rubber bands. I mean, if you burn through all your rubber bands, just go to the dollar store and buy a pack of rubber bands, and I'm sure you'll find rubber bands that fit this very well. If you want to go with like thicker rubber bands, you could probably use like rubber bands that are for like the hair and use those because they're a bit thicker and they're a bit more sponginess to them. They might actually grab onto the models. And the box, I didn't even realize this as I was filming the review, but these guys only advertise down to 32 mil bases. They don't say 25 mil bases. And I'm wondering if they just said, you know what, I don't think 25 mil bases should be used with this product. But I was demonstrating it with 25 mil bases, and it was doing the trick. I mean, like, I was going to grab a rhino and see if a rhino would be held on here, but I couldn't find my rhino. But, I mean, like, any size base. I was gonna grab my Wraith Knight, but no, I'm not gonna grab my Wraith Knight. I don't want to be whipping my Wraith Knight around. But anyway, yeah. So the elastic bands, I mean, most likely the paints will kill will make them brittle, right? Because essentially what it is, it kind of leaches that rubber property out. Time will leach that that property out of rubber bands. Rubber bands need to kind of be in airtight kind of containers, and to keep that elasticity. Otherwise, they just kind of dry out essentially, right? And I think spray paints will speed that up a bit. I don't think by a huge amount, but you will notice after a while. Yeah, I imagine. But rubber bands are cheap enough that you can just replace them. It's no biggie. If you can't get rubber bands on the cheap, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. Armor Freak, I can't complain too much. Clients help pay for beer, but I can get to Twitch whenever I see a great night for the next few months. But I get a Twitch we get a Twitch whenever you see a great night for the next few months. Right. I hear you. Kind of like, oh. Kevin Oliver, I've been eyeing that brand of Flow-Aid. Good to know, thanks. Yeah, I only ever use Liquitex Flow-Aid. Most of the time, I'm only ever using Liquitex for a lot of my bulk acrylic-based products, gels, mediums, additives. I don't use a lot of Liquitex paints. I mean, I do like canvas work with the Liquitex paints, but I don't paint miniatures with Liquitex paints. But I do paint miniatures with my Golden paint line. Golden being another big paint brand here in North America. I don't know if they're worldwide, but in North America, Golden's pretty big. And I use their paints. I love their high flow line. Golden high flow. These are fantastic. You just use these right in the airbrush. Just bloop. And they got these screw top lids to them. I love screw top lids because you can just do it with one hand, pop it in, screw it back up, and continue on, right? And the Pro Acryl from Creature Caster or Monument, they're the screw top kind of lid like that, and I like that. These are my favorite dropper style lids. If everybody switched to this kind of style, I'd probably be a happy guy. Mind you, though, everybody's paint lines would have to be thin. And I mean, like, these paints are pretty thin. Like, listen. Like, that's thin. But yeah, I use Golden High Flow. And that's through the airbrush or even bristle brush. I just like the paint. It's nice and thin. It's really great pigment. And they got lots of fun colors. Anyway. Joe K saw that title and got worried. Nick Dumont. It was not even a lot of Raven Guard I finished, but black armor is not the funnest thing to paint. Working on my chaos is a treat. Cool. Joseph Gonzalez spammed a whole bunch of messages. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what he's doing. Joseph Gonzalez, why would you spam my channel like that? Why? What did they spam? I don't even know what they spam. Oops, shit. There we go. I didn't show up. I don't know. Joseph Gonzalez, you just wanted to mess things up a bit. I don't know. Have your moment, I guess. Johnny's Chop Shop. I help a kid out painting a min for him. The little shit put it in a contest. Oh, really? So did they enter it as you, or did they enter it as themselves? They said, "Oh no, I painted this." That's kind of bullshit. Yeah, I wouldn't stand for that, and I'd let everybody know that no, he didn't paint that. I painted it. And I mean, if you legit painted it and you did something and you used particular techniques or particular products, keep that to yourself and ask that person in public in front of everybody. Say, "Hey, okay, well, how did you achieve that particular colorblind? What techniques did you use?" Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Provided that you didn't already explain all that to him. Basically, just make him look like an asshole in front of everybody. TH, oh snap, I'm late. Daylight savings got me. Is it daylight savings? Am I doing a show an hour early? No, it's okay. It's okay. It's all good. Reziel, I find painting orcs tedious. It's worse than Marine Scouts, but I'll try to get into your perspective. Like painting the orcs and just doing it, yeah, like if you're doing like a really neat, clean paint job on them, orcs look fantastic. If you're doing a really fast kind of slapdashy kind of paint job on them, they still look really good. But if you're doing them as a commission, I mean, and however your customer wanted them done, obviously do it that way. So if they wanted them to look like a particular way, then yeah, you got to do it. You have to. You can't you know, you can't just do whatever. I mean, you got to do what your client wants. You got to make your client happy, right? So yeah. Gunny, it's in pre-order. Oh, those things are okay. Gotcha. Oh, you think it came out for pre-order today? Ah, gotcha. Okay. Right. Green leaf terrain. Woo! Take your shirt off. No, I don't, because nobody wants to see that show. Nobody. Adam, I think you would be the only crazy son of a bitch that want to catch that show. I don't even know why you'd want to catch that show. Why? Harry, hey monkeys, just woke up. What have I missed? Had a wedding last night and there was free Guinness. Oof. Yeah, I'd be if I was you and there was free Guinness, I'd be watching this show from the hospital bed. Gandhi? Do 25 millimeter fit on the priming stick? Yes, they do. In my review video, I show 25 mil bases. And in the beginning of the show, I was showing it, and I still had my models on there from when I was filming it. And 25 mil bases, yeah, they'll fit just fine. They fit just fine. The box doesn't advertise it. It only says 32 mil. It says like down to 32. But, I mean, 25 mil. And here, I'll even do it the way GW shows it. And yeah, see? Fits right on there. I mean, look at, I'm all over the place with it. It's not going anywhere. So 25 mil bases will work just fine. Just fine. So, if you're putting together that Necromunda gang, put the whole gang right on there, prime them up. Ooh, look at that, left-handed, because I spray with my right. But if I held it with my right and I sprayed with my left, it still works. It's good for righties and lefties. Everybody's up there like, come on, Kris. Come on, man. Come on. Mute Howl, red butt plugs. Has he gone kinky? Have I gone kinky? Well, to be honest, I always was. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm straight up weird. Chuck Langer, what is your preferred way to varnish, and what is your preferred brand? Preferred way of varnishing is using a gloss. Okay, I always gloss varnish first. Especially even if I'm doing like transfers, stuff like that, it just makes it easier. Lay the transfers on top of the gloss, and then if I want it matte, I can matte it afterwards. And usually if I'm going to matte afterwards, I'm doing it by hand brush actually a lot of times, because I'll gloss the entire model, but then I'm looking for, like cloth elements or, things like that, and then I'll matte varnish them. So oftentimes what my workflow looks like is I'm using gloss varnish to varnish my models, and most of the time I'm varnishing game pieces, just my game pieces. If it's display, I often don't varnish, just don't. For display pieces, I'll let time, break the model, the paint job down. But game pieces, yeah, you should protect them just so you get the most life, and you're not constantly repairing your models. But anyway, gloss. What I use for gloss. If you've been listening to me for a while, you know this is what I use all the time. But is Future. Future Floor Care. I don't even know if this still goes by this name. Somebody was telling me it goes by a different name now. But it used to be Pledge. Pledge with Finish. Floor Shine. Yeah, see, I've had this bottle since since Pledge acquired Future. But yeah, and this is what I use. It's really, really thin. I use this in the airbrush or bristle brush. I mean, this stuff is really great. Now, when you're using it by airbrush, and there are videos. Actually, I don't even know if I've done new videos actually, because they might be in the vault. But I guess I'll have to make more videos on how I varnish. But anyway, I'll use this through the airbrush. It's kind of deceptive though if you use it through the airbrush, because you lay a pass down, and it'll look kind of matte, and you give it a second, and then all of a sudden you'll see it goes gloss. because it's got this self-leveling kind of quality to it, where the surface kind of just fans out, and you can notice it too when you lay it on a surface even by hand brush, and you'll see it kind of just fan out. And so it's really, really fantastic. That's how I varnish. I typically do it by airbrush. That's obviously the next part we're going to get to there. Typically, I lay it down by airbrush, and I usually build it up in very successive layers. And oftentimes, I'm doing it because for like a lot of my Eldar models, because they're my gaming pieces, I like that nice glassy surface to them. And so if I do many, many successive layers, I'll build up a layer on it, and it'll be shiny like glass. Or if I want to go for a glass effect, then I'll lay many successive layers down. Like I did like my Wraith Knight, his helmet visor. I varnished the hell out of it, and it looks like glass, you know. But if I want it matte afterwards, then I will often use either Vallejo matte varnish, or I'll use GW's Lamian Medium. That works great as a quick way of matting a surface. Straight out of the bottle, I'll just bloop, bloop, and just quickly lay it down, sop up any excess, let that dry, and it kills them. It kills the glossiness right away. But it's always easier, and here's the biggest recommendation, it's always easier to matte a surface after gloss rather than trying to gloss the surface after a matte. Because if you've laid your matte varnish down and then tried to bring the gloss back, and you notice it really bad. You don't, not so much with opaque colors, but you'll notice it with metallics. And when you want to get that nice shiny metallic, like a race car, or you know what I mean, like you want that nice bright metallic finish. And there's so many great metallics out there right now, you know, like from Turbo Dork, and you know, Ammo's got some great ones. Scale 75's got some great metallics, and you want to preserve that nice metallic luster. And using a gloss first on top of that to preserve that metallic shine is the way to go. And if you lay matte down and then try to gloss the surface, it's still kind of hazy. There's still that very slight haze in it, and it's no good. It's no good. No bueno. Where am I in the comments? I don't know. Gunny. Oh, and the pot holder is 13 Australian. AUD is Australian, isn't it? And the stick is 34 Australian, 34 Australian. So it's probably going to be about 30 bucks Canadian as well. Because I know it's Canadian and Aussie prices are both the same, which is kind of hilarious. But anyway. Joseph Gonzalez. My bad. Wireless keyboard was upside down. Sorry. Fixed now. Okay. Nick Dumont. I want to use golden fluorescent for energy weapons. Oh yeah, the fluorescence. I had done that recent tutorial on the Noise Marines eyeballs, and I used that fluorescent. And yeah, even as I was pulling the model out of the light, you could still see the eyes were like glowing because it's fluorescent paint, and it just, you know, if you're doing any OSL, yeah, use fluorescent paint, especially if it's gaming pieces where, you know, the model's going to be viewed in person. Yeah, use fluorescence, man, because, you know, especially if you don't want to take the time to, you know, lay LEDs into a model or anything like that. You don't actually put LEDs in the eye lenses, and, you know, it's just that kind of stuff. Or if you're just not capable, yeah, use fluorescent paint. And even if you don't want to take the time to do like an OSL effect, yeah, use fluorescent paint in those eye lenses. Like, why not? It's going to achieve a very similar result when you're viewing it in person. Photographs, yeah, it's just going to look like paint. It's going to be a color. I mean, you know. But in person, yeah, it's going to glow, and you go, wow, look at that. You know, it's like metallics. Like metallic paint looks great in person, but on photographs, you know, depends on how it was laid out and how it was, you know, highlighted and stuff like that. Whereas non-metallic metal looks great for photographs because it's a one fixed perspective. Whereas in person, metallics looks better because it's playing with the ambient light in the room, right? So, but, you know, again, it's all personal preference, and, you know. Joseph Gonzalez, reorganizing my hobby space and didn't notice. Oh, okay. Paul Legion, Kris, did you already paint some of the new Banshees or Incubis? And what is your take on the 28mm bases? I have not played with the Banshees or Incubi. I did not get my hands on the big box set. I didn't get my hands on that. And I'm kind of hard justifying it to myself. And I'm an avid collector. But I was having a hard time justifying it to myself, the $300 Canadian, because that's what that box costs in Canada, for just Jane Czar and some Banshees. 5 Banshees. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I'll wait till they're out on their own. And it sounds like that box did not sell very well. So I'd imagine GW will probably release the Jane Czar and those Banshees on their own, probably sooner than probably what they planned. I'd imagine. As far as rumors go, I mean, I don't know how true it is. I mean, you know, it's a rumor. And, you know, I don't like to spread rumors, but I'm spreading one anyway. Joseph Gonzalez, love your show. Thank you, Joseph. Aaron Seach said it once, and I'll say it again. Orcs is hard to paint a good shitty paint job. Wait. Orcs, it's hard to paint a good shitty paint job. It is hard to paint a good shitty paint job. Right. And that's where, you know, being an expert painter really, really helps, because an orc painted expertly looks fantastic. An orc painted by a complete new person still can look really good if they follow the basics, right? Like, if the model's cleaned properly, primed properly, and base coated, the model's going to look great regardless. And so when you start throwing in the highlights and, you know, kind of doing some quick weathering, or trying to go for mud on the boots, and, you know what I mean, all these kind of stuff, orcs are very, very forgiving. For whatever reason, they're very, very forgiving in that regards, that how people interpret what they're looking at. Eldar, you always have to paint them very, very smooth and very nice, and, you know, either very cleanly. When they're painted very haphazardly, it's very apparent. You know what I mean? Same with Space Marines. Space Marines are the same way. It's very apparent. But orcs, nah, it looks like orcs. It's part of the character, right? And I think that's one of the really great things about orcs, is that they're very forgiving in that regards. Kevin Oliver, any advice for painting Lehman Russ white? Painting a Lehman Russ white. Using medium and many thin coats, but worried it's getting a bit thick in places. Yeah. If you're doing a Lehman Russ and you're going to paint it white, the easiest way I can think of here's the easiest way I can think of. I would prime it using a color like Gray Sear. Okay, GW's new spray color, or newer, Gray Sear. It's a really light gray. I would spray the entire model that. Then I would take a color like Dark Reaper. I don't know if there's a color that is like... Because I definitely wouldn't use non-oil. Non-oil would be too black. It would be too abrupt. I would use a color like Dark Reaper. Put a fairly good amount in my palette, especially if you had a palette that has a little, you know, little divots, so that like a little cup, you know, so you can kind of mix up a little nice good batch. And use like a larger brush, right? Like use like, you know, like a nice large shade brush, right? Dark Reaper, the paint, put a little dollop in, good amount of medium, drop or two of Liquitex Flow Aid, make it a shade wash. Probably a little bit more medium than paint, probably more like a 1-to-2 kind of ratio, like 1 paint to 2 medium. Drop or two of Flow Aid, give it a mix, and apply that over the model surface in a not so generous fashion, just so that it pooled up in recesses, around bolt heads, around the details, stuff like that. If that is Dark Reaper, if that's a little too dark for you, then something like, say, Thunderhawk Blue, or, you know, something along those lines. You could even use Celestia Gray if you wanted to keep the white very bright. Break it into a shade wash and apply it. And if that's the case, if you wanted it very white like that, you could even use the contrast Apothecary White. So if you primed it with the Gray Sear Apothecary White, that would already be 3/4 of the way done. Then grab a little bit of, Praxetti White, the dry compound. Get your large dry brushing brush. Use the dry. wipe the excess off your brush and just very, very lightly catch the edges of Lehman Rust, and you're done. You're done. And the model's going to look white. And it'll also look painted. And that is pretty much the way you paint any white models, like white scars or I don't know what else. What other models are predominantly white like that, like white armor? I can't think of any other than white scars. Space Marines. Is there any Eldar that are white? Beltan. Beltan are predominantly white. Tyranids? Are there Tyranids that are white? No. Orcs? No. Hippopotamus? No. Rhinoceros? No. Anyway, so hopefully that kind of helps and kind of, Kevin, hopefully that kind of helps and gets your brain thinking. So if you prime the model white, you're already mostly there because you could just go prime it white, nice, good, even white coverage. Again, like I said, take color like Dark Reaper, Celestial Gray, whatever. Depends on what level of contrast you want on the model. Break it into a shade wash, apply it over the model, not too heavily. On the flat areas, if it's a little too much color going on, you just sop up the excess moisture, let it dry, and then come in and just give it a quick dry brush and, and be done with it. And, that's another way as well. So, yeah, you can pretty much go Gray Sear, Apothecary White, Praxetti White, dry brush, and be done. Or you could go white primer, take Dark Reaper, Celestial Gray, break it down to a shade wash, apply it to the model. And once it's dry brush it with, White Scar or Praxetti White, whatever white you got, and give it a quick dry brush and catch those edges. And, yeah. For laying most of the paint job of a Lehman Rust down. But if you've primed the model anything other than white or Gray Sear, yeah, you're going to be in for a pain. It's painful. It's going to be painful. If you're looking for a speedy way to do it, don't glue the tracks on. Leave the tracks off, spray the tracks, metallic color or whatever, and, then glue them on afterwards. Just saying. Joseph Gonzalez. For glowing eyes, I use a base coat of White Scar and then just glaze over with Bloodletter. Looks great, super fast, and simple. Yeah, exactly. That's an excellent way of doing it as well. Bloodletter. You could also use Blood for the Blood God. You could also use what's that? Spirit Stone. The technicals for gemstones. You could use those for the eyes as well. You can even do the metallic method like the gemstones for eye lenses. Lay what is it? Stormhost Silver, and then the gemstone technical in the eye lens, and you have that reflective glowiness. You can do whatever you want, or you can deliberately do it. I mean, it's entirely up to you, and it's how much work you want to put in. It's really, are these just game pieces, or are you doing these for display, or what have you? So, it's really entirely up to you. It's how far you push, how much effort you're going to put into a miniature and achieving your color blends and stuff. Fire Drake 18. I must really like the show because I'm not playing Call of Duty right now. I tried a little bit of Call of Duty. Ground War, I love it. I'm a Battlefield player and I like Ground War. Ground War's fun. G Squared. Hey, I'm late. Woot. Beer and Blood Bowl over on Twitch. There he is. What's up, brother? What's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? Kevin Oliver. Hey, thanks a lot, brother. No problem. When we're saying brother, are we saying brother like, because like Carl just said it and then you just said it. Are we saying brother like Hulk Hogan? Like, what's up, brother? Hey, thanks a lot, brother. I know that's a terrible Hulk Hogan impression, but I was just thinking, should I do a tutorial in a voice like that, like doing the Hulk Hogan? All right, today we're gonna work on some. We're gonna base coat a model, brother, and we're gonna use Mephiston Reds. Yeah, we're gonna use Mephiston Red. I don't know. That was terrible. That was a terrible rendition. In fact, I think it's time for an email. Jeez, I didn't realize my hair was all over the place like that. Talking about butt plugs all day, and it's got my hair all riled up. Hair's all over the place. Anyway. Matt Hoser. Elvis. Do it in Elvis voice. No, I'm not going to do Elvis. Anthony B. Haven't been on in a while. Haven't been on these in a while. Having a newborn takes a lot of my time, brother. Brother. All right, brother. Yeah, of course, man. Real life. Newborn. Babies. I haven't had to do... When my kids were babies, yeah, I didn't have a lot of time for my hobbying. That was one of those points where, you know, like there's many points. Like I've been doing this hobby since about 88. So 30 years. I've been doing this hobby. And I've had many breaks. Especially when I was a lot younger. When I was still in, pre-20s. Because, chasing girls. That kind of thing. Hey, what you gonna do? Kevin Oliver. Ooh, yeah! Macho Man. Matt Hoser, cough. Recordings cough. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, man, I still haven't even checked those out yet, dude. I know. I'm sorry. Matt Hoser, he'd recommended a wireless lav. But the thing though, is will the lav work with my camera setup? Or is the recording independent? Like, is it a recording and it's kind of like using a task cam and it's independent and you just bring it over to your footage afterwards in your editor. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Swedish chef. Here's the... Okay, you guys ready for the quick Swedish chef tutorial? And then you take the motor, and then you put it in the thing, and then you go to the motor, and the thing, and then you play in the firm pressure, into the rectum, and then the move. There you go. Aaron Seach, Hulk Hogan, Elvis. Shit, we're waiting for Bob Ross and Swedish Chef tutorials. Bob Ross tutorial? I don't know if I could do Bob Ross. I don't know. Swedish Chef, yeah, the Swedish Chef. That was a taste. We can do the rectum. I might be having too much Christmas cheer going on. That might be what's going on here. Matt Hoser, not wireless. Okay. But would it work with my camera? I told you what my camera was. And would that work with my camera? My family's messaging me. And they know I'm doing this show right now. But they're messaging me. And they know I'm doing this. Like, why wouldn't my daughter send me messages even though she knows? Kids, I tell you. Kids! See, that's the thing. Who was it? Who's talking? Anthony B. All right, Anthony, you got the little one, right? The little papoose. And you think, oh my God, time for my hobbying, is being used up. But that's okay because, you love that little one. And you hug them tight and, and and this is a fun time because if you're really into your hobby and if you're really creative, you can make a little Space Marine suit for them. Or, make them look like an orc. And, you can do all sorts of, dress them up in all sorts of odd ways that they're just going to hate when they're older and getting married, right? Then they get older. Then they start acting like you. It's all so stressful. It's all so stressful. Anyway. Beer and Blood Bowl. Ha ha ha. Love it. And Yabu. Apply Firm Pressure. The only show on the internet. Fire Drake 18. Kris Bella. Woo, what's up? What's up, Fire Drake? Nick Dumont. Just when you thought you were safe from the butt plugs. I like the Swedish Chef. I like the Swedish Chef too. Swedish Chef is one of my fave Muppets ever. Swedish Chef, man. What else can you say? Aaron Seach, happy little Space Marine. Now let's start on the Sergeant because everyone needs a friend. Yeah. Cocaine, hell of a drug. Happy little Space Marine. Now let's start on the Sergeant because everyone needs a friend. Beer and Blood Bowl. I'm sure Anthony B's wife won't appreciate coming home to a baby orc. No, probably not. But you know what? I mean, hey. You guys stay home, take care of the little one. Little one's gonna do daddy play. Is gonna play with daddy, right? It's father and kid time, and you're gonna play, and and she can't get mad because hey, you are involving them in your passions, and you're spending quality time with them, and you're engaging them, and you know what I mean. And so she can't get mad. She can't get mad. Unless, of course, the house is destroyed and a huge mess, and you guys are running around like maniacs, and then you get that look. You'll get that look. The wife's come home once or twice, and on my days off, and I'd be playing with my kids, and the house is destroyed, and yeah, you'll get the look from your wife. You're gonna get the look anyway. I mean, honestly, if we're being honest here, and everybody, every dad out there knows. Yeah, you're gonna get the look anyway. I mean, it's gonna happen. There's nothing you can do about it. But you know what? You bought into it. You bought into it when you got married and you started a family. You that was the price you're gonna pay. Is dirty looks all the time. It's the price you pay to be a husband and a father. G squared. Weird. I didn't get the email though. YouTube. Was it just me? I am subscribed. Right. We got to ring, but you got to ring the little bell. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't get the thing. Nick Dumont, I was waiting for you to toss the handle over your shoulder, Swedish chef style, realizing you did in the panic. Yeah, I wouldn't do it like just tossing stuff over. No, because, no, that's not going to happen. No. Like I said, like if I do a Swedish chef tutorial, I have to do it somewhere where I can make a mess, and I'm not going to be afraid to, ruin anything, right? Reziel, I'm so upset. Space Marine Heroes 3 is still Japan only. I really want those Death Guard. Yeah, I'm sure you can find them like on Amazon, eBay, kind of thing. I'm sure you can find them. Somebody out there is selling them. Come on. Everything's for sale. Fire Drake 18, please do an entire tutorial as Swedish Chef with subtitles. I don't know if you want the subtitles to what I was just talking about there. But, all right. Oh, that's the button I keep hitting. No. 1600 DPI. Yeah, there we go. Everybody's like, what DPI? Man, my hair is all over the place. Got the cowlick going on. Hair's getting long. I'm still shaving my head. I'm going to let this shit grow. I'm just going to let this shit grow. It's just going to keep growing right out and just kind of, Then maybe I'll dye it a color. No, I'm not dyeing it. I've never dyed my hair. Not once. No chemicals in my hair, man. None. Zero. And I've got a couple white hairs in there somewhere. I don't know. I'm sure y'all really need to see a close-up of my scalp there, but, Too bad. It's my show. You're going to see my scalp. Rezia, yeah, but the markup, ouch. Well, I mean, how else are you going to get it? You're going to fly to Japan? What's that going to cost, right? Unless there's an importer. Unless you know an importer of Japanese stuff, maybe they have stuff. Anybody who's selling like Gundams and stuff like that, check them out, right? Just saying. Where there's a will, there's a way. All right. You know what? What time we at? Almost 1:30. Jeez Louise. It's almost 1:30. Good gravy. If you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down, because here it comes. Email time. Email time. Oh, did it end? I don't hear the music on my end, so, it's always... Anyway. This is an email from our good buddy, Pyre Captain Daniel. Hi, Kris. Here are some quick and simple 30k Marines I did last week as I simply felt like it. Both took a day to complete. Iron Hands using washes and Thousand Suns using contrast. Enjoy. Daniel, aka Pyre Captain Daniel. And so here are some Iron Warriors. You just whip these up. Excuse me while I whip this out. I like them. Nice and clean, effective. You know, you're not looking to, you're not looking to reinvent the wheel kind of thing here. You're just getting them done, getting them ready for gameplay. I like it. Nice and clean. It's effective. Yeah, I mean, like, what else is there? Sure, you could spend more time on them, but if they're game pieces, yeah. The casing of the bolt gun, I think I would do that something. I'd probably do like a matte black, just to get a little bit of ooh, look at the Thousand Suns. Just get a bit of contrast on the guns, eh? Kind of like these guys. Me likey. So is that a metallic, and then you laid the red contrast on top? Is that what I'm getting there? Is that what I'm getting? Or you sprayed them gold. That's what it is. You sprayed them gold, and then you laid the red on top. That's what it is, right? Right? Did I guess it? Or did you tell me already? You might have already told me. But that's probably what it is. You sprayed them gold, and then you laid the red, right? Right. But very, very cool, Daniel. Very, very impressive. And I mean, that's it, right? I mean, does every model you paint have to be for Golden Demon? No. You can just paint them for the sake of painting them and getting them done and, enjoying the hobby and enjoying your miniatures. Because there's nothing worse than having a whole bunch of models, wanting to play the game, and then, you're sitting there like, oh, but I want to do this, and I want to get this, I want them to look really great, and, you know what I mean? All these things, and, it's just a huge pain in the ass. It's just, yeah. Okay, so, no other comments at the moment. G Squared, he said email about 15 minutes ago. What are you, my mom? I think, I'm not getting enough people bitching at me. I gotta deal with this shit? No. Anyway, this is from our good buddy, Scott. Good day, Kris. Working on my first ever 40k army. I've done a quick kill team in this style, but never a full playable army. I don't really play the game. I just like to scratch to the itch of having a full 40k force. Very cool. Minis are from Kromlik out of Poland. Bases are from Dragonforge out of America. Any thoughts on army painting? Things I can't do batch. Thing is, I can't do batch painting, so they all have been done to completion one at a time. Woo-hoo. So this will be a slog. No shit. Question for those with experience: any units Question for those with experience: any units I need to have for the tabletop for the orcs? I think I'd like to play them as goths, but blood axes might be more thematic. Wish me luck. Thanks for a look. And so let's have a look. Ooh, look at these. Look at these guys. So he's painting. Oh, yeah. Let's zoom in a bit. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, I like the transitions on the face. On the orky guy in the middle on the face. I like your transitions on the cloth and everything. Overall, I like your color. The gray color. How it has that slight blue gray to it. I like that. Again, this kind of takes us back to orcs. You can paint them clean, you can paint them dirty, paint them fast, or take your time. I really dig these guys. Kind of Third Reich orcs, but no biggie. I really like the flesh. I really like the way you painted his flesh on his face. That's really cool. Is there more? There's more. Oh, it's backside. Get a backside. Oh, jeez. I like the bases too. Bases are cool. Like the little deck plate. What is it? Not deck plate. Duckboards. Yeah, painting them to this level and doing an entire army, oof. But I mean, like, you enjoy painting, so don't be in a rush. Obviously. He's got a red armband, and I can see a hint of a symbol being painted on there. Is he actually sporting a swastika, or is he gonna? Or is it like a reminiscent, but it's like an orc glyph? It'd be hilarious if it's just an orc glyph. If it's an actual swastika, then I don't know. It might have to stay in your private collection, Scott. I don't know if anybody's gonna really want to play against that. But the paint job looks fantastic. The gray on the uniforms looks awesome. I really like the way you did the orc flesh. Seeing an entire army done up like that, that immediately screams to me blood axes. Just because of the lore for orcs, the blood axes are, close to mimicking humans and, their structure and organization, stuff like that. So, yeah, doing them as a blood axe army. I'm not an orc player. It's been a long time since I collected orcs and played orcs. So anybody who, has an idea for Scott, post it right now for what he'll need as an orc army. I guess really what the question is, Scott, is what size do you envision building this army? 1,500, like something playable? Because you can build it to about anywhere from 500 to 1,000 points. And that's playable. Having a playable army painted to that level, it's going to take you a good deal of time. Building it to anywhere from 12 to 15, it's kind of a thing. 2,000 points, that's going to take you a while. Oof. But it would be an army of love. And if you painted every model to that level at 2,000 points and you had some really great conversions going on and stuff like that, I would not be surprised if you ended up, getting, having an article published about your army kind of thing. Now, mind you, that's probably going to be a long ways away before I read that article, but, yeah. So, anyway, very cool. And again, if anybody's got any ideas as far as like any orc add-ons, feel free to say it down below. G Squared likes the orcs. Nothing screams orc humor like a swastika. Not. Yeah, I wouldn't think that he would put a swastika there, but you never know. Some people, some people don't really see the connection. How sometimes that can be viewed as inappropriate. It really depends. I mean, an orc, does it need to be a swastika? No. It'd be better and more humorous if it's an orc glyph and it's reminiscent of that, because you're kind of going for that kind of Nazi kind of vibes. And it's orcs and they're bad guys. And so, like somebody out there who's overly sensitive, probably would have an issue with it. In wargaming communities, though, you really don't see that a lot, so I don't think he has a lot to worry, even if he had a swastika there. But, yeah. I mean, personally, I don't, the symbol of the swastika and how it was used, the context it was used, it was a symbol of a failed and really flawed ideology. But the symbol itself that was used, whoa, jeez, Restream just kicked me out. Why would it do that? The symbol itself, though, is used all over the planet. There's many cultures, including mine, that use that symbol, and it doesn't mean anything bad. In fact, often it's often something, appropriate. Mainly being, the four directions within the context of our belief system. But it's not a raid the way the Nazis did it. The Nazis did it I think they flipped it and then put it on an angle, right? And that's how it's depicted. So Whereas most other cultures all over this planet, which is really quite interesting. Really, when we start to think about that symbol is a human. It's a human symbol. Because that symbol, what other symbol is shared across almost every culture on this planet? That symbol, right? So that's very, very interesting that symbol is, and it often is depicted meaning very similar things, right? And it's very, very interesting that symbol and how it's displayed is very, very similar across many, 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 many cultures on this planet. It's almost a human symbol, which is kind of crazy if you think about it that way, right? So, just one of those things that keeps me up at 2 a.m. in the morning. It's like, it's a very human symbol, yet right now we view that symbol in a very negative light because one guy fucked it up for everybody else, essentially. It's not just one guy, it was a group of people. A committee got together, really had a really shitty idea. And, but that symbol itself, and basically they corrupted that symbol. And it's kind of interesting. Because like I've seen many pictures of, Ojibwe in traditional wear, ceremonial wear, and that symbol's all over the place. Hell, there's even symbol up to, I think it was the 20s or 30s, there was a Native American basketball team. And they had that symbol right on their chests. But displayed in how it traditionally is displayed, not how, the Nazis displayed it. So, yeah. But it's very, very interesting. So, yeah, it's kind of funny how one guy fucked up the whole thing. One guy fucks the party up, I guess. That's all it takes, right? But it's very interesting how that symbol appears all over this planet for many, 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 many years. It's almost a human... One could almost argue it's a human symbol. But anyway, war budgies. Maybe we just got to take it back. And maybe that's what it is, because a lot of people who are really ignorant use that symbol and they'll spray paint it and they're thinking they're being, really hateful. But they're just ignorant. And realistically, I think really what we should do is take that symbol back and not use it and not, have that stigma of negativity around it, and actually bring it back as the symbol and what it meant to so many people on this planet, It's kind of a hard sell, though. That's a hard sell. War budgies. Kris, your thoughts on LEDs and electronics in models? I love it. If I was any better at doing LEDs, all my shit would have LEDs in it, man. All my models. I'd even go back and wire. I even initially thought of doing my Phantom Titan. Sorry, my Phantom Titan's over here. That's why I'm looking that way. But because he has a single eye visor, and I wanted to drill in, because the head is a solid piece of resin. I wanted to drill into the eyes and then put like LED into the eye, so he was glowing. I wanted to do that. I still may. I don't know. I could, right? But anyway, yeah. Mike Grimshaw, road trip to Swastika, Ontario. Is there a Swastika, Ontario? Is there? Nick Dumont, 40K, there are no good guys. No, there are no good guys. Tau are probably the only thing anybody could argue that is close to being benevolent. The Imperium is not. Eldar aren't. Orcs. Orcs, really? Are they? Are they evil? They just like to fight. So really, maybe orcs are not bad. They're not good. They just are. What now? God damn it. Okay. My family, my family all left. They left me. And they keep sending me messages. They know I'm doing this. They know I'm not going to answer them. I don't know why they keep sending me messages. Anyway. Raziel, the fly-fought cross is the symbol of the sun, among other things, of course. Yeah, that symbol is there's many. The symbol shows up all over this planet in many cultures through the thousands of years. That symbol shows up. It's a human symbol, I would argue. Sir Peanut Butter, I'm down with the third wall. I'm down with the third wall. Fire Drake 18. It was used by Buddhists. Yeah, well, the symbol shows up all over the place. It's not just, because I know there's Hindus, there's Buddhists, there ancient Europeans, like North Americans, South Americans. It shows up all over the place. And it's not like it shows up in recent, like in the last 100 years. It shows up thousands of years in the past. That symbol shows up. But it's not presented in the same context because it's a proper north, south, east, west, right? So, yeah. Anyway. Ninny Plug. Yeah, the symbol itself doesn't mean anything negative, but its appropriation by the Nazi kind of ruined it for everyone, as you said. You can't do anything with it now without that association. Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, let's take it back. Let's take it back, because that way, because we present it as something negative, you're giving it power. You're giving it power. And stop with the fucking messages already. You're giving it power. And so if we take away that power, then those that use it as a symbol of hate just lose it, and it no longer becomes that, and you take it back. And because so many people on this planet have used that symbol in the past, who might even still be using it today, I don't even know. Do Buddhists still use it? Are they still like I know, like Hindu, it shows up in Hindu, and so just saying. Fire Drake 18. I think it represents eternity or cycles. There's many reasons. For us, it's the four directions, and for us, the four directions are, in many ways, God, the Creator, right? So the symbol has many meanings. For us, it has a specific meaning. Typically, it's the four directions. And it makes sense. It makes sense that symbol does show up all over the planet, because everybody observes the four directions, the four winds, the four whatevers, right? So it only makes sense. Ninny Plug. The evil version of the symbol is tilted on its axis too, with a lot of edgy folks spraying it everywhere and don't realize. Yeah. Again. Why not take it back? Why not take the symbol back? Bring it back to what it was supposed to mean. And basically take away the power that it gives for those who want to display misplaced anger and hatred. Anyway. Mad Hoser, Cylon lights in his eye. Oh! Like my Phantom Titan, and he has like the Cylon eye thing going on. That would be freaking cool, man. It's a great idea. I'm glad I thought of it. Starburst. What happened to the battle reports on this channel? What happened to the battle reports on this channel? What happened to them? Nothing happened to them. There's a playlist on this channel with battle reports. They're very old, though. I recently been doing some Necromunda with Ash. We've been fighting it out in the Dust Falls campaign. And I recently posted a 40k battle report that when I was just up north against an old friend, an old opponent, who might actually have shown up in previous battle reports as well. If you go back in my battle reports, some really old, kind of shittily filmed ones. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. But what happened to them? I don't do a lot of battle reports. I'm more well known for my painting and helping people with their painting and things like that. I've always wanted to do more battle reports, and when I talk to the boys about doing battle reports, there's always yeah, let's do more battle reports. Never did. Don't know why. Don't know why it was such a hard sell to convince them to just once a week film a game. I don't know how hard that would have been, but whatever. Now I can film any battle report. I can switch this channel over to battle reports if I wanted to. I'd probably lose a lot of you though if I switched just to battle reports. Of course, if I did battle reports and painting, that's all of wargaming. I am kind of an all-round kind of wargamer because I paint and I game. I read. I live the wargaming lifestyle. Mike Grimshaw. Yes, I believe it's up near Ottawa. People have asked them to change the name, but the town won't, as it's named that before the Nazis took the symbol for their own. Yeah. Joseph Gonzalez. Speaking of orcs, I'm actually giving away a battle wagon. If anyone's interested, is it okay to share my Instagram here? I don't think you can post links, but just click his name, Joseph Gonzalez. If you're interested in Joseph Gonzalez giveaway, click his name and check him out. I'm not familiar with Joseph. I don't think. Am I familiar with Joseph? Is this the first time I'm talking to Joseph? I don't know. Did you just come on here to spam your shit? Is that what you're doing, buddy? Is that what you do? You come over my yard? You coming into my playground? Is that what's going on? I don't care. Aaron Seach. The actual swastika in other cultures is the symbol of good luck, prosperity. Essentially, in Eastern cultures, it's the asshole Germans that fucked up for everybody. Right, but I mean, I'm pretty sure in the Celtic runes, the symbol shows up because that's where they got it. But then they changed it and messed it up. But it's not just good luck and prosperity. I mean, that's one interpretation of the symbol. The symbol has many meanings. Even probably amongst Buddhists and Hindi, you're probably getting different variations. And why does this keep fucking up on me? Am I having internet issues? Nope. Streaming services buggered up. They're messing up on me. What time are we at here? Holy crap, we're 10:02. Hey, that showed up in the thing. That showed up in the stream. I don't know why. Rezio, I see that symbol in Buddhism most often. Yeah, it's in Hindi as well, and it's in North American cultures. North American cultures have it. Again, that symbol is thousands of years old. And I would argue it's a human symbol. Just one guy shows up to the party, messes it all up for everybody. Okay, why is that still messed up like that? Why are you still doing that? Why are you still doing that? Because I'm not seeing the symbol or that notification anymore. Oh, yeah, click reload, you asshole. All right, I'm turning it off. There you go. You angered me up. All right. What's this? Joseph Gonzalez. Haha, not at all. I just got into the hobby in December 2018 and have had much success since. I paid for Frontline Gaming and was real proud of how fast I got to that level at For the Love of Minis. Okay. Joseph, I just want to gain knowledge from the real pros. So why are you tuning in here? No, I'm just kidding. Rezio. Wasn't even Hitler that took it originally. I think it was Himmler. Well, the Nazi party. The Nazis. I'm just saying, I mean, we're debating the finer points of something that doesn't really matter. The finer details of that. Jabba's left nut. Kris is a 4-symbol gamer. He plays, paints, reads, and inserts everything wargaming. A 4. Yeah. Joseph Gonzalez. I usually just listen, but now starting to engage more. Cool. Okay. Well, Welcome. I don't know if I've ever read your name before, but I'd seen that the thing was popping up all over the place there earlier. I was like, there's just some dude spamming my channel here. I don't know what's going on. But he obviously is unhinged. If he's listening to me, he's obviously unhinged. He's obviously crazy. All right, let's do another email because holy shit, there's only 7 minutes left of the show. So if you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down because here we go. Yeah, let's do this one. Yeah, we'll go with this one. Email time. Email time. All right. And this is from our good buddy, Old Man Logan. Hi, Kris and monkeys. Here is a squad of Iron Warriors that I finished recently. They were fun to paint, although a little more challenging than I thought they would be. First, since they are primarily gray metallic, it was a challenge to get enough contrast on them. Not sure if I succeeded, but I like how they turned out for the most part. Second, it gave me the chance to work on some basic freehanding with the chevrons. They could definitely be cleaner and sharper, but as a squad on the tabletop, they are convincing. And I think most part, that's all that really matters. These are my personal models, so there was no pressure to take them to a very high standard, although I could easily spend more time on some battle damage, highlights, and cleanup in some areas. I decided to declare victory and call them good. That way, I can move on to some of the larger Chaos models and characters from the Shadow Spear set. Thanks for taking a look, and let me know what you think. Your buddy, Old Man Logan. And so let's have a look at the Old Man Logan's offerings this week. Is it just this week? Yeah, it's just this week. Iron Warriors. I had a little sampling. He had shown me one or two of these things here early on. I really liked them. For as far as the contrast, I think what you might be experiencing is because you're going with that dark metallic, and you got that shade wash, and then of course you're going with that edging of silver. The yellow on the hazard markings. They also could go a little bit brighter, maybe, if you want to push that contrast. I'm looking at some of them, and they look pretty darn good to me. Excuse me. Sorry. Anybody who's wearing headphones there. Yeah, I really like the guy with the unhelmeted head. He's really cool. I like the little splash of blue for the lenses. I really like the lens choice, actually. I really like that little splash of blue, a little bit of red. The base choice, I really like. Kind of that Martian red earth kind of thing going on. But as far as contrast is concerned, I think now I'm not sure what your procedure was, but I'm going to take a guess that it was like lead belcher and then Nuln Oil. Now, definitely, personally, I probably would have went Nuln Oil gloss Nuln Oil, so that the metal stayed nice and shiny. Because these look kind of matte. I would have went lead belcher, Nuln Oil gloss, a very quick dry brushing of Iron Breaker, and then just a fine edging of Rune Fang or Stormhost Silver, one of the two. Just to pick out some of the corners, knuckles, mouth guard, edges of trim, things like that. Over the entire model, I would have did all the metal first, and then if I wanted that gold, I actually maybe could have used, he used the contrast. Use what is it? Well, you could probably use Nazdrag yellow, and go for that gold, and just did that right on top of that. Just color tinted, essentially. You'd kill the glossiness, but it'd probably look pretty darn cool. Or even Reikland Flesh Shade could achieve that as well. And Reikland Flesh Shade is actually a gloss variety too, so Yeah, but I like the eye lenses. I like you got the OSL going. I think the eye lenses, you probably could come up a little bit brighter in the blue. Not all the way to white, but a really bright, bright blue. Just to really bring out that glowing eye-ness. You mentioned that, you could have tightened up some things. Yeah, I'm noticing like the bolt gun on the guy in the middle. It's a little fuzzy looking there. But no biggie. No biggie at all. I mean, you were freehanding these things, and it's pretty solid freehanding. Considering that, you got all those curvatures, like I noticed on the shoulder pads and the shin guards. The lines are solid, dude. The lines are solid. I think you could have pushed the black a little bit more if you wanted. I don't know, but you got this combination of weathering as well. Oh, I love the chrominess. You got the chrome going on. I can see it on Buddy in the middle here, or on the left. Look at that skull on his shoulder pad or on his backpack. Look at that. That's fucking chrome, people. I love it. Love it. Oh man, imagine if you did the entire Marine in that chrome and then sealed it and then did an oil wash. Oh, frick. Imagine those Iron Warriors. That would look cool. Maybe for an elite unit. Maybe do them all chrome like that. Yeah, like I see like the hazard lines on some points, and I can see, yeah, you could have went a little sharper. But, I mean, I can see on the shin guard, the line looks pretty darn good. I'm looking at the bolt gun, and the bolt gun looks a little bit fuzzy there. Incomplete. But I see it on the shin guard, and it looks solid and good. I really like this dude. I like the glow effect you did on the plasma gun. All around, good. It's a good paint job, dude. I mean, yeah, you could, finesse the details more. Sure, that's really nice work on the plasma gun and the glow of the plasma gun too. That's really nice. I'm actually more impressed with your use of the chrome. Chrome, love it. Love the chrome. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, dude, that looks awesome. All around though, I mean, it's good work. I think what it is, it's the matte finish. I think it flattens everything, which is why when dealing with a lot of metallics, I go gloss. I always go gloss because you could see it with the gloss afterwards. Now, if you tried to gloss this, it's not going to look the same as if you. It's the metallic luster is going to be lost. But really nice work. Sorry, I was I was quiet there for a second. Because I'm looking at his paint jobs, man. It's really good. I like the weathering. I like the overall feeling. I think. Son of a bitch. Hold on. My phone's ringing here. Yes.
Hello, are you still on your show?
Yes.
I'm sorry. We haven't left Welland yet. We wanted to know if you're done your show soon, if you wanted to come over with us.
No.
You can go to Hobby Lobby and stuff, and we'll go get dinner.
Well, okay, sure. That means that now you're putting a time constraint on me. Now that I got to stop doing this now.
Well, we'll be home in about 20 minutes.
20 minutes? Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll wrap this up. So anyway, as I was saying, I really like it. I think also another thing, Old Man Logan, is you could have did a little bit of weathering on the feet, just to dust them up on the feet. I noticed a few of them had that, but like I see some other guys here. Yeah, you could have just had a little bit more dusting, because I noticed it on the shoulder pads, but I don't really notice it on the feet. And I mean, the feet would get really dusty, especially if they're traipsing around in this Martian landscape, as it were. Oh, that's a really nice glow effect on the gun. The plasma gun. Really nice. Solid. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you could have pushed, and really nice work on the flesh too. I like the flesh. It almost has that necrotic kind of look. Yeah, you could have pushed the contrast, sure, but I mean, these look really good. Yeah, I really like them. Thank you, old man Logan, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Yeah, I really don't have anything that would be like, um, you know, terribly, I think maybe other than, anything else that we've already kind of talked about, I think, in the past. But yeah, I think it looks really great. Flying Vault Dweller. Chrome Iron Warriors would look pretty baller. Yeah, exactly. They would look really cool. Fire Drake 18. I think contrast paints are really good with doing OSL. Yep. Rezael over on Twitch. Really dig the Iron Warriors. Cool. Mad Hoser. That's not Drake. That's not Drake? I don't get it. Flying Vault Dweller. Then the wife calls. Jabba's left nut, Kris is whipped. I've just been married a long time. I've been married a long time, man. I mean, I could have went into my usual giving her a hard time, but I didn't, because I'm sure some of you out there are like, hey, Kris, are you being a complete dick to your wife? But we all give her a hard time. We give, everybody in the house gives each other a hard time. It's just kind of our thing. We're assholes, so holy crap! It's already after 2. Any other questions, comments at the moment? No, nothing. Okay, let's jump to another email really, really quickly here. This one is from our good buddy Paul, Legion Miniatures. Hello, Kris. I recently finished painting Salamander Space Marine and now started the weathering process. I usually go for a sponge weathering effect on the armor panels. How would I go about weathering for more complex parts like detailing on the lower legs or the scales? Best regards and have a nice week. And so let's have a look at his model. Oh, look at this guy. So, weathering the scales. The scales, I mean, you still could use a sponge technique. You just have to be very, very light. Very, very careful. But that also would imply that the scales are, like, for example, like on the cloth that hangs from his belt line. That would imply that those scales aren't real. And weathered scales usually don't chip and, and bear another color underneath. They're usually a solid color all the way through, right? But on the armor, if it's sculpted into the armor, like we're imagining that the armor, the scales on the armor are, the artificers are putting that design onto the armor, and we wanted that to feel like it was chipped away. You could still go about it in the usual process of using a sponge, just being very, very careful, very deliberate. You could also do it by hand, and do it that way. If this was a piece that you're going to spend, I like that little base thing. That's pretty cool. If you're going to spend a lot of time with this model, and you're going to this is going to be something that a bit of a centerpiece for your force, which it does look like you're going for that, very careful kind of paint job. Yeah, you still can go with the sponge technique. You just would, like if I was doing it, say for example, if I was going to weather that, the chain mail that's hanging between his leg, like his loincloth, I would go in an upward motion. Now, mind you, I probably would not have attached the model to its base when doing this, so that it'd be a little easier to do things of that nature. But you can also do it just by paintbrush. If you have an older paintbrush that's no good anymore, but it still has a firm bristle to it, you can use that brush as a stippling brush, as a fine detail stippling brush, and stipple very, very carefully, very, very gently, and catch those edges on those scales, still leaving some of that deeper color in the recesses. I really like your weathering on the gun And the eye lens. Oh, you got a little bit, looks like a little bit of OSL in the eye lens too. The big eye lens. Very, very cool. Very, very nice. I like it. I like the little base thing. That's pretty cool. But yeah, weathering those scales. But see, if you're gonna start bringing in a bunch of weathering, you got to weather the green of the armor. You got to weather the gold. You know, you're just gonna have to introduce all sorts of weathering, and I don't know. You're gonna be very, very careful, very, very deliberate. And if it's just for him, okay, fine. But if you were doing an army and you wanted to have this grizzled, weathered kind of look, yeah, it might be a little time consuming. So, but I mean, I like this. I mean, because there's so much detail that if you start throwing a bunch of weathering on, it actually might get a little messy. Right? But if you have it a bit on the boots, stuff like that. Now, here's one. Okay, here's one for weathering. If you want to, create weathering on the armor and the green and the scales and stuff like that, is do the... you can even use the sponge technique to achieve this result as well. Because I was thinking of like doing it like, where you, like for the green, doing it in a darker color and then doing a silver like it's worn down to the metal. But you could also do it like it's dents in the paint job. So you're basically going with, like, say for the green, you're going with a darker green and then you're highlighting the darker green at the bottom portion of it. So you're creating that impression of a highlight on a dent. And you could do that for the reds. You could do that for the other colors as well, even for the golds. You can also create little scratch marks at corners, little divots. Painted, of course, not actual. Yeah, that's probably the route I would go. I wouldn't change the color. I'd keep the colors, but I would create that the impression of the pockmarks. And if you're familiar with that one, I've shown it a few times. I don't know if it's anything I've shown recently. Just another video for Kris to film, I guess. But yeah. What's it? Oh, this is somebody advertising. I thought this was an email. This is not an email. Somebody trying to sell me on something. You know those freaking, we'll advertise your page and get you a whole bunch of followers. Blah, blah. I get those all the time. No, go away. George hints, happy wife, happy life. Yes, exactly. It's not whipped. It's happy wife, happy life. Exactly, George. See, George knows. Because George is old balls. And, yeah. But I've been married 20 plus years. 20 something years. 23? 24? What was my anniversary this year? 23? Don't even know. Anyway. All right. We're going to call it quits there. Yeah, because I got your email, but it's a late email. We'll cover it next week. Oh, that looks pretty good too. Yeah, we'll cover this one next week. I'm looking at it and going, oh, wow. Flying Vault Dweller. Oh, yeah, no question. You just nod, smile, and go with it. Just like being in the corp. Kevin Oliver. That salamander is really cool. My eye wants to go to the dragon on the breastplate. Might be good to add a hint of color there, just so it has something to go to. Yeah. Maybe do it in gold. Keep it that whole filigree kind of look. Or you can paint it like it was actual, kind of fiery, like iconic fire. Bunch of different routes one could go. But yeah. Joseph Gonzalez. Peace out. Piakio Ute. Yeah, so we're done for the day. If you're brand new to this hobby, you need help with the color scheme, maybe you're having trouble with a particular painting technique, or whatever it is, ask your questions in the chat if you're attending live. Of course, if you're watching this after the fact, you can also send your email to Kris at wayofthebrush.com. It's in the description below. Old habits, man. Old habits. I've been doing this show since 2013. 2013? Yeah, 2013. So, It's ingrained into the DNA. do something for so long. Anyway, Kris at Way of the Brush, KRS. It's in the description below, as well as a link to wayofthebrush.com, which is the central hub of all this silliness. It's got all the links to the social medias. So if you want to know what's going on with me, because usually if I post, I usually post on Twitter if we're doing a show or if I'm not doing a show. So cancellations, those kind of things, those kind of quick little bulletin kind of things, I usually do on Twitter. So if you follow me on Twitter, excellent. Instagram, post interesting things that usually don't get posted anywhere else. Well, maybe sometimes Facebook, but Facebook owns Instagram, so no shock there. Wayofthebrush.com also has links for t-shirts. Want to help support the cause? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world? They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And if you've already purchased yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine. A tasteful picture. Doesn't have to incorporate butt plugs. You can send that to another email address. No, don't. Jesus, no. No, I'm kidding. Holy God, I'm kidding. You know what would have been a real concern? I just realized. What if they made the painting handles out of this rubber that they make? This, like the cup and this holder. What if they made the handle out of that rubber? These definitely would be butt plugs at that point. Thank God they didn't go that route. Anyway. So, wayofthebrush.com also has a link for Patreon support. I'm independent these days, so, that's how I keep the lights on. So, you want to help me out and enable me. You want to be an enabler. Help support by Patreon. Huge thank you to my patrons who currently support me. Without them, none of this would be possible. And, of course, if you've been enjoying the painting tutorials, live show, I still have yet to get my Twitch, my Twitch channel really kind of moving. I mean, everybody's kind of watching this on Twitch right now. It's kind of what I do. I've been meaning to do Fridays. I wasn't able to do a show last night on Twitch because I was busy actually getting, getting spanked. And so, I was busy just getting all that stuff and filmed and, all that. It's a busy life being a YouTuber. Patreon support, so thank you. And big thank you to Carl, a.k.a. Guymere Alfer, a.k.a. Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. I tune in whenever I can because it's always fun, listening to those guys. And so, those are VFGs, not butt plugs. VFGs. I don't know what a VFG is. I don't think I want to know. Oh, vertical forward grip. Oh, like on a gun? Oh, I got you. Okay, hold on. Oh, get this model off here. Oh, they're so good that the model isn't even come out now. There we go. I got you kind of like this. Yeah, see? You get your handle thing. You can play guns all day. Pow, 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 pow. Anyway, my hair's a mess because I'm sweating like a beast down here. Yeah, it's always hot in Kris's basement. My washer and dryer are right 10 feet away from me. And the wife had the dryer going, so. Happy wife, happy life. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today and sharing in this and whatever this was exactly. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Oh, flying vault door. Okay, that's what it was. Okay. I was like VFG. I don't know what VFG is. I'm scared. I don't know what it is. I'm done. We're done. I did my closing spiel. I think I did, right? So, yeah. So, if anybody's interested in the brand new products GW's putting out, the handles, the paint holder, and the spanky thing, I got reviews up. Check them out. Yeah. Oh, you know what was the other thing I forgot to add? When I was talking about the Patreon support, huge thank you to patrons, right? And if you're not able to support monetarily, clicking like, thumbs up, subscribing, ringing the bell, Sharing the video. That's a big one. Sharing this video. And any other videos. Sharing them. That's a big one. All helps as well. And then all it takes is a click of a button. All it takes is a click of a button. That's it. You don't have to send $1. Just click a button. And you're done. Bit of effort. Anywho, I'm getting the hell out of here. Apparently, I'm going across the river because I'm going to have lunch and I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to hit some Hobby Lobby. I know people out there hate Hobby Lobby. We don't have Hobby Lobby in my area. We got Michael's. Michael's freaking sucks. Prices are ridiculous. So I'm going to hit the Hobby Lobby and get a lunch. Oh, maybe have some beer. Maybe some more Christmas cheer. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I got to stop having Christmas cheer during the show. Or maybe I'll have like a little counter down below, buy Kris a shot and you can just donate. And oof, I'd be trashed by the end of that. All right, I'm getting the hell out of here. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys next week. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Why on earth are you still here? Go do something. It's Saturday. Go enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Go. Or maybe you want to go buy a brand new butt plug. I'm sure GW just hates that joke. I'm sure of it. I'm sure they hate that. They're probably like, that's such a stupid ass joke. I don't know why. Why on earth it's a butt plug? Why on earth did we make a butt plug? I don't know. Why did you make a butt plug? And a brand new spanky thing. Oh, it's got a good smack to it too. Oh man. The only thing is though, it's got the little knobbies. And if I use this on a bottom, yeah, the little knobbies might open up the skin a bit. Unless we're really into that. All right, get the hell out of here. Go. We basically started the show off today like this way. We might as well end it on this note and just juvenile ass, stupid fucking humor. I don't know. Oh, man. Look at my hair, man. I must sound really vain, right? Oh, my hair, my hair. But yeah, my hair's all fucked up. There we go. I should film a clip like that where I just kind of like come down, hair's a mess, and then come up and it's like... Anyway. All right. Go enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Go do something. Hug a loved one. Paint a miniature. Build a boat. You know. Chase a squirrel. Fix your car. Help an old lady cross the street. Do something good. We only have today. We only have today to do something good. So why not do something good? Or we could stay and watch Netflix. One of the two. I don't know. But either way, I'm getting the hell out of here. Alrighty. I'll see you guys later.